There is nothing to fear. Right now, there is so much uncertainty, and so much seems dark and unclear. It seems like each day we've new threats and more enemies. There's no end in sight, and no exits appear. There is so much confusion. Disaster feels near. All of that is true, and there is nothing to fear. If you feel afraid on a regular basis, there's some questions I beg you to honestly ask. But first, you should follow your fear to the source and decide if it's worth all the power it has. There's power in the things that you watch, that you hear, that you read, in the people you choose to keep near. There are systems that profit from us feeling scared and unsure, and those systems have driven us here. But you get to decide where your confidence lies. Do you trust in the news or in your own two eyes? Will you trust in a company that feeds on your worry and hatred, where truth is a word they define? Or in the sovereign, all-powerful, unmovable God who is the truth and isn't known for changing his mind? The thing about fear is it's kind of a light, for when it shows itself, it shows what is inside. We're all good at saying what we trust and believe in, but when the ground starts to shake, we see what goes the deepest. When the walls start to crumble, what is it you reach for? When the lights all go out, do you cower or lead? These times are the darkest some of us have known. We can't see past tomorrow. The future seems cold. We are surrounded by people who don't know the way and the truth. They're afraid and desperate, and it shows. And when they look to you, what is it they see? When we're afraid, we notice the people with strength. And right now, the ground's shaking. Are you weak at the knees, or are you reaching your hand out and sharing your peace? You will know that you have put too much trust in this world when the threat of it changing leaves you worried and stressed. And if that's you, there's only one thing to do next. Stop listening and preach to that voice in your head. The only thing constant is that things will constantly change. But remember, God sent us an ark for that rain. He was able to send a fire to burn through the night and a cloud to guide his people through the day. He shut the mouths of starving lions. Have you ever seen a starving animal when it finally finds food? You see, they would starve those lions for days and days so that they would tear the people apart that got thrown in there. Sometimes those lions were so hungry that the body would be torn to shreds and the person was dead before they hit the ground. But Daniel sat amongst those hungry beasts in peace because God was there. When his children were put in a raging oven, an oven so hot that it killed the guards that stood too closely, they sat there safely because God was there. He was with them and he protected them from the flames. When he split the Red Sea, his people crossed over dry land. Think about that. The land submerged by water moments ago that they walked over was dry. And when Elijah prayed, his servant's eyes were opened and he saw that there were multitudes of angels filling the entire horizon, prepared and ready to fight. The hills were filled with horses and chariots of fire. Those who are with us are more than those who are with them. They were there the whole time. He just wasn't able to see them. And the same God who did all this is still in control. He has led hundreds into battle with thousands and gave them victory. He caused food to rain down from the sky, and he brought water out of a rock. For him, all these things were less than a moment ago. Yes, these times are dark. Disaster feels near, but God is mighty and present and able, and we have nothing to fear.